Yeah, so talking about Rolex still, let's look at the Yacht-Master. So this is a 44mm, you can see quite a nice thick case, and this is in stainless steel and rose gold.
Yeah.
Yacht-Master, pretty nice, it's got a command bezel.
And what does that do?
So this will allow your chronograph feature, which you've got, so you'll see there, I could not stop the chronograph while I was on that side. So it just hacks the chronograph so that you're not allowed to stop and start the chronograph while your bezel is turned to that way.
And
so it's all about the regatta. It's all about the regatta yachting race.
Okay.
And this will allow you to keep time of the laps in the race. And when it's on that function, you actually cannot start and stop the regatta function.
Now, the world of watchmaking is really is normally very much divided into three sections. You've got ocean divers, you've got racing tachymeters, and then you've got your aviators.
Yeah.
You know, no diver dives with a diver watch, they do with an electronic computer. No race car driver uses their race watch anymore, and no aviator uses the Navitimer on their wrist anymore.
No, they don't.
Do yacht captains actually use these watches, or do they use some fancy computer? Is it just
they don't. No, they don't. Exactly the same. Pilots don't use pilot watches, and captains don't use the Yacht-Master.
Got it. Okay.
No, this is for a guy like you, wearing a pretty nice suit, as you do.
A desk captain.
It's
really.
Exactly, desk captain. Yeah, but
like a desk
put
diver,
it on
desk
see
aviator.
what it feels like.
Yeah, that is a gorgeous watch.
Yeah, that looks really nice, and it's more the size that you're used to.
Yeah, and actually it looks quite small, but after I've put on the Zenith, it actually looks a little bit bigger.
Yeah. And what I really like is the blue that they're using on the bezel. It's quite a special
the
blue.
red gold and the blue, of course, with the blue shirt and the red.
Looks really nice. Yeah.
It talks to it, yes.
Looks good.
You've brought two other pieces.
Yeah.
This one I'm not too. I mean, obviously I'm familiar with TAG and JLC.
Yeah.
But I'm not familiar with either of these two watches. Do you want to talk me through?
Yeah, we were looking at the chronograph function of this. This is quite a special chronograph function as well. This is the JLC Master Compressor AMVOX in the Aston Martin Special Edition. So this is quite a special chronograph feature where you actually use the dial. You press on the dial to start and to stop the chronograph function.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so that's it's locked right now. If we can unlock it, then we're able to actually go back. Also in quite a nice size, nice and thick.
What is that?
And I think this will
42?
work on you. This is also a 44
44,
actually,
okay.
yeah. So put this on your wrist and see how that feels. I think this will also look pretty nice on you.
That is really nice. Which way does it go?
So first that one.
Oh, okay.
Second one. It's also nice, got a little bit of the skeleton kind of a look to it. So you make this tighter.
Yeah. Strap's gone through the wars.
Yep.
Whoever's had this worn it.
So also quite nice is that it's got a little bit of a skeleton feature to it, so you can see quite a lot of the internal components.
And actually your second hand is the Aston Martin logo moving around.
Correct, yeah.
It's very cool.
That's a very nice watch. Also in rose gold, completely different than the rose gold that Rolex uses.
So here's a question: if I buy this watch, does that mean I also have to buy an Aston Martin?
Absolutely, yes, you have to.
Yeah, that's really nice. I like that.
And then they also use the same kind of suede material that you'll find on the steering wheel of the Aston Martin for the inside of the strap.
There's an ongoing talk in the watch world, you know, it must be in-house versus outsourced movement. You know, if it's not in-house movement, it's not as good. I think that's bullshit. I think also if in years to come, what happens if you've got an in-house brand, especially like a micro brand, and they've got an in-house movement? So I've got a few of those. I've got Rebellion and DeWitt, which are in-house movements. But what happens if the company's no longer there?
Yeah.
Is that a reason to say that something's better just because the movement, like Patek or Rolex or AP, is it a reason to say that they're better, or Vacheron, for
Yeah.
example? Are they better?
I wouldn't say it's necessarily better, but it does speak to the brand to really take that kind of effort and the manpower and the expertise to really go and make their own movements. If you take Patek movement, it's really individual watchmakers that engrave each individual part of the watch. So I think it's really about the expertise and about the finesse that goes into the movement. That's completely different than if you had it made from a different company. So I would say a more unique brand like the Rebellion or DeWitt that you're talking about, that it wouldn't necessarily be that big of a problem should the company not exist, because most watchmakers will be able to, in a way, manufacture a kind of part that you need.
Got it.
Watches work on such similar ways, and a lot of the components they will actually be able to manufacture for the watch, or interchange it with something that actually does exist.
Do we have any good watchmakers in this country?
They are very, very hard to find. At Topwatch, we've probably got the best watchmaker in the country.
Okay.
We've got Johnny. He was with Breitling for many, many years, and he's currently based at our head office in Paarl, and I think he's got more than 30 years experience in watchmaking. And then a couple of independent guys still around, but very, very, very hard skill to find, and unfortunately not a lot of people training in the skill. So it would be really great if we can see a couple of young watchmakers coming up.
Yeah, another great employment opportunity, I think, for people. Artisanal skill, something that's rare, something that needs to be passed on from a generation before to a generation now.
Absolutely.